Hi guys, so welcome back to my channel.
I know you've been hurt by someone else. I can tell.
Okay, so as you guys can see from the title, I'll be sharing you guys a story that I've never shared with anyone else. I think I've only told like 1 or 2 people. But yeah, so let's get into it, guys. Okay, so before I like say my story, I'm gonna light a candle, guys, because it creeps me out a lot. So I'm gonna light up a candle. This one has like little rose quartz crystals in it and some flowers, flower petals in it. So wait, I have nails. Oh my god, I almost like lit my nail on fire. Girl. Shit. I can't see anything. I need my glasses. Girl. Okay, perfect. There. Basically, I'm gonna be talking about my experience with this certain like church that I went to. It was not my church, but I used to just go because I had an aunt that would like go to that like church, you know. Okay, so I mean, growing up, I grew up Catholic. My dad, well, I grew up with my dad, right, but he was Catholic and stuff, but mainly was because my godmother would take me to church all the time. She would take us all the time, like literally every time we would go to church, it was because of my godmother. So yeah, that's how, you know, I grew up with her and stuff. And then I used to always get babysat as well by one of my mom's sisters. I would go with my tia, and she was from a religion called La Iglesia Universal. So basically it's a church, and hold on, I looked it up. It's like a church or something like that. And where is it? Okay, oh, and it was basically the church was founded in 1977 in Brazil. And yeah, so I mean, it's very new, you know what I mean? And damn, so that means that back in the days it was hella fresh. Anyways, but that's not the point. So so yeah, so I that's the church. And so my tia has been going to this church forever. I think she still goes to the same church, you know. So well, basically we would go to the church when she would go because she was babysitting us, you know. My dad was not going to stop her from going to church. Plus my dad would always think like, okay, it's church, you think it's positive, or like, you know, or nothing like scary or nothing like that. So he would let us go to this church. So oh yeah, and I got my little drinky drink, and I'm trying to open it, but I can't with my nails. Anyways, okay, so back to my story. Okay, so my tia would babysit us all the time. And because I didn't live with my mom, obviously, right? So it would sometimes just be me or my sister Jessica. My older sister at the time, she would be usually with my mom or with someone else, you know. And then and my brothers, I don't think they were born at the time or something, but so I used to go. Oh, so my tia would go to church all the time. I don't remember if it was like once like a week, and then like in the weekend, I don't know, but it was like she was like going every week, you know. So my dad would let us go with her and stuff. So at the time, I remember I would be like 7 or something, but I remember like I used to like wander off a lot. Like we would go there and stuff, and my aunt, she would kind of like let me just go or something, you know. I would just be like, hey, I gotta go to the bathroom or something like that. But I remember the building was huge, guys. So I'm gonna describe you guys the building, how it looked like, and the whole setup and stuff. So basically it's a huge building in downtown LA. So you go in, it's like red, big old red curtains, big old red carpet. Like the whole building is red. Like the whole building has red carpet, legit just red carpet, like no other color and stuff like that. I remember like seats being red, everything just being red, or I think, or burgundy, you know, like a different color. But anyway, so that's how it looked like. And then the main like hall or whatever you call it, like where they go and pray and stuff, like it was full of seats and stuff like that. And then like seats in the middle, seats in the side, seats on that side, and then towards the the end, or like the where the stadium is at, like it's kind of like a little stadium, and then they would have like 3 chairs or something like that, and then in the middle would be the main chair. I'm guessing it was for like the main priest or whatever they call them and stuff. They had that chair, and it was like gold, and it would be also with the red cushion, and then it would have 2 seats on the side. And so that's how that looked like, you know. So that was like their main seats for the people. And then they had a huge ass basket for like people to just throw in all their money or donations, whatever they wanted. Okay, so in the main building, that's where like they would do like their praying and all that stuff. So everyone would go there and stuff. And then in the like, I don't know if it was in the beginning or during the middle of the like whole church session, like they would come and take the kids. So and they had like a basement down there, so they would take the kids. I would always go. I remember just going a couple of times, but yeah, so I would only go a couple of times. So usually I would stay with my tia. All I do remember is like, if you're inside the building, there's windows, right? Like the main building, you know, where the adults are. So if you look out the window downstairs, if you look kind of down, you'll see like a big old brick wall, and then like I'm guessing the emergency stairway, because it's like a metal one, and then you can see a window down there. And then in that window you can see like the light, so like if someone's down there, like it's like a basement, right? So I was guessing that's where they used to always take us. So I remember it was huge. It looked like a classroom for like the kids, obviously, you know. It would just be like, I don't know, like a few teachers or something like that. They would put like videos for us and stuff. Someone kind of like, I don't know, not scary, I don't know, they were just different, you know. So they would put videos for us, we would color, they would talk to us about God and stuff like that. But for some reason I told my tia, or I don't know, she told me, I don't know what, but that I didn't like it down there or something like that. And then so she kind of just got it, and then she just didn't let me go down there no more, you know. So then I ended up staying up with the adults all the time, you know. So then I started seeing a lot of things, guys, like when I would stay up there, you know. So like I told you guys, I used to like to wander off and stuff like that. So I used to just tell my tia like, hey, you know, I have to go to the bathroom, can I just go? And my tia's like, okay, please, you know, go or whatever, because she would be so into her like praying stuff, you know. So I would just walk around and stuff, look at everything. I always wonder why everything was so red. So I would come back and stuff, and like everyone would be like screaming, guys, like okay, so I would come back and I would see my tia like this, like, ah, y quién sabe qué, like, you know. And then everyone's like, and then so in Spanish, they would all be like saying like saca este demonio, blah 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 blah. So okay, sorry guys, cheers. Okay, so one day it was just I think it was just my tia and my grandma that went, right? And it was just us that had gone to the church. My grandma wouldn't always go, she would just kind of go randomly or something like that, you know. So I remember she went too. And okay, so it was just a random day, you know, and stuff. And like they were doing their prayers that they always do. And the thing is that right there in that church, guys, they would pray kind of like hardcore. Like, so basically, like they would call up someone like into the front, right? Like the priest guy or whatever guy, and like he would call someone up, someone would volunteer, someone that's been like going through shit, or like has been broke, or has been having a lot of bad luck, or is getting sick, or has a family member that's sick or whatever and stuff. So they would go up there because they would believe they were possessed. So they basically I was a little scared. They basically like would believe that they were possessed and they needed an exorcism or something because they had a demon inside. So that's why like every time I would see my tia like praying and stuff in Spanish, she would be like saying like "saca ese demonio" and blah blah blah, y like and like just like hella crazy shit. Like she would be saying like God, please revoke this demon. This man has a demon inside. Like blah 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 blah. So as a kid, a 6-year-old me, I would be so afraid. I'd be like, what the fuck, you know, especially because like, you know, I learned in church as a Catholic, you know, that's scary shit. Like, oh, I don't fuck with that. You know, like, oh, hell no. So I was very traumatized. So basically one day I went, that day that I went with my grandma and my tia, since I wasn't going downstairs anymore to the basement, I was staying up there with her. That day, like, so what they would do towards the end, like, you know, everyone would pray and stuff, but towards the end everyone would go to the front of like the little whatever's place we were at from the church. So everyone would go to the front, like where the priests were at, you know, and stuff like that. So we would go by the priest and stuff, and like you would just see everyone, like you would see dudes with like with their hands on top of people's heads. So like you would just see like random people like on one side and then some random people on the other side, and like the people that were getting like possessed, well, they were just basically the people that had their hands over them, they were all possessed and stuff. So it was creepy, guys. Like I saw like so many people like on the ground, people like okay, so there was a lady, and like according to them she was sick or whatever, and then I was just staring, and then like she was just going crazy, and they would sit them in like on the chairs that I would tell you guys. They would sit them on those chairs. They would just be going crazy. So then I remember I got afraid, and I was trying to look for my tia because like I told you guys I would wander off. So I was looking for her, and I stopped because so basically guys, I looked at my tia, I found her, and then I looked to the left, and then what I saw scared the crap out of me, guys. Like it scared me so much. I look to the left and I see the man, the guy that's performing the exorcism or whatever, and I see him, he had his hand on top of a lady's head or whatever, and I looked at her hair and she had a braid, and my grandma, like I knew right away, like dang, that looks like my grandma, you know, like because my grandma always had like a long braid, like she would braid her hair, you know, so she had her long braid, and I'm like, so I looked at her, and honestly I don't think I saw her face, or I mean probably I did, I just don't want to remember it, but I don't remember much, you know. So I just could see like her shaking or something, like, and like I don't know if her hands were out like this because they were holding her, or if her hands were like that because I don't know, you know, like she was being creepy. But so that scared the crap out of me, and like I turned and I ran to my tia, but we never talked about it, like we never brought it up or nothing. So for a while I thought I had made it up, you know, or not that I made it up, but like you know, when you see some crazy shit, you kind of try to like start making things up, like, oh no, it's this, no, it's that, you know. I ended up telling my sister about this, my older sister, about what what had happened to me or whatever, and like she told me, well, I believe you. And I was like, well, what do you mean? Like she's like, well, it's because something similar happened to me too. And I'm like, oh really? And excuse me, so she told me that she went as well to that place as a little child or whatever, and she was with some other little kid, and it was her and that little kid, and then they took him downstairs, right? And like I guess my tia had she did not know this was going on. Like, well, I mean, she knew that they were downstairs, but she didn't know this was going on. So basically they were taken downstairs and stuff, and like they were taken to those two little girls were separated from like all the kids and were taken to a room, and in that room basically my sister saw the other little girl, like they were performing an exorcism on her, and just traumatizing, guys. And I hope she doesn't get mad at me because I'm sharing this with her, with you guys. But yeah, so basically that happened, you know, and which is crazy because I don't even think our parents know about this, guys. Well, now they know. But yeah, so because my sister, I don't know, I guess we were so afraid that we didn't want to share it with nobody, you know. But so basically, I guess that was going on. They were performing an exorcism, and I was asking my sister, like, so what was going on, like, when all that happened, you know. And she told me that she basically was just hiding behind one of the ladies that was in there because she was so afraid. And my sister was also like the same age as me, like 7 and stuff, and the person that she was with was same age. And then I guess they called my tia in, and basically they called her in, and she was, I think, tripping out because she was saying like, how are you guys gonna be doing this, like, I'm not even here, this and that. But the reason they were doing that was because that's another story I gotta tell you guys, which is kind of crazy too, because that had happened. So basically what I did, since I heard that, I kind of did my own research, right? So I went in online and started looking up into this religion or whatever. So if you look up like Iglesia Universal, guys, and if you guys look up like scary stuff, like you guys will see like literally during like their church sessions and stuff, they perform exorcism on people. You'll see like them line up and stuff, like literally you'll see people line up, and then like whoever's next, they'll like perform an exorcism on that person right then and there, you know what I mean? And then I also saw a lot of things that people were getting into debt and stuff. Because why? I remember a lot of seeing like, okay, you guys remember I told you guys there was a basket in the front, kind of like just like any church, you know, like they want donations or whatever and stuff like that. But people, I started looking into it, people were donating car keys, people were donating like a bunch of money they didn't have, people were like putting up their house, like just things that it just doesn't seem reasonable, you know what I mean? So that, you know, yeah guys, so that's basically my experience. And it's kind of scary, guys, because like I've only dreamt my grandma twice, because my grandma's not here no more. She passed when I was very young. She had Alzheimer's. But it's just kind of creepy because the thing is, I never got to say bye to her, you know, so it kind of always, you know, mess with me and stuff like that. So randomly, think it was when I got pregnant with Brandon, I had a dream of her, and it was really creepy, guys. Like, so basically I was gonna walk in my room, and then I see my grandma. She was like in the bed, and then she kind of just taps on her like lap and goes like that, like kind of like telling me like, hey, lay down on me, you know, or something like that. So I go and I lay down my head, I rest my head on her, and then she starts to like, sorry, I thought I heard something. So then she starts to caress my hair and stuff, you know, and then her nails started turning into claws, guys, and I was like, grandma, I don't think this is normal, like, so I started getting scared. So then I started getting up, and like I kind of started walking away from her, but like kind of like still watching her, and then she kind of just starts to laugh at me, and then she's like, haha, whatever and stuff, and then I was just like, yeah, nah, you know. So that always scared me, you know. So then the last time I had a dream of her was probably like a month ago, and she was in my kitchen, and she was boiling like hot water, like, no shit, she was boiling water, and I remember like I asked her like, Grandma, what are you doing? And then she just told me like, oh, I'm just boiling the water because I need to cleanse. And then I was like, wait, cleanse? What do you mean? She's like, yeah. She's like, me la voy a tirar encima. And I was like, what do you mean? So in Spanish that means, in English that means I'm gonna throw the hot water on me. So then I was like, what? So then I just see my grandma grab the hot water, and she like dumped it on herself. So yeah, and then I woke up right away. So that's the last time I had a dream of her. So it's kind of like, Grandma, you're scaring me, stop it. And it took me a long time to make this like video and to like say this, because I just didn't want to offend nobody or like anything like that, you know what I mean? But yeah guys, so that's my story. I filmed in the day because, girl, I'm not trying to see that story at night, especially if I'm home alone. Like, girl, no, hell no.